Intro. Once upon a time, deep within the enchanted world of cinema, there was a movie so visually stunning and ambitious that it nearly destroyed everyone involved in its making. Legend, 1985, directed by the brilliant yet demanding Ridley Scott, was a dark fantasy brought to life with breathtaking artistry and unbearable chaos. Starring a young, up-and-coming Tom Cruise, the mesmerizing Mia Sara, and Tim Curry in one of the most terrifying villain roles ever created, this film was both a dream and a nightmare. Behind the magic and beauty of Legend lies a tale of obsession, disasters, and pure madness that few films have ever matched. From catastrophic fires to dangerous stunts, and from tortured actors to artistic triumphs, the story of this film is as dramatic as anything on screen. Stay with us as we reveal 15 bizarre, shocking, and unforgettable facts about Legend, 1985, that will forever change the way you watch this haunting masterpiece. Fact 1. The fire that nearly ended the film disaster struck during production when Pinewood Studios, home to the elaborate and otherworldly forest set, caught fire in a freak accident. Flames consumed months of intricate craftsmanship, burning millions of dollars worth of props and set pieces to ash. The production team was left devastated, with many fearing the movie would be canceled entirely. Ridley Scott considered walking away, but his determination kept everyone moving forward. In a race against time, new sets were built in just 3 weeks, a miracle that saved the movie. This tragic event became part of the film's dark legend and added to its cursed reputation. Fact 2. Tim Curry's painful transformation. Tim Curry's portrayal of darkness remains one of the most chilling in cinema history, but it came at a painful cost. The demonic makeup required 5 to 6 grueling hours each day to apply, with heavy prosthetics that covered his entire body. The intense weight and heat caused Curry's skin to blister and sweat uncontrollably. One day, frustrated by the removal process, Curry pulled the prosthetics off too quickly, tearing off pieces of his own skin. Production had to pause while he healed, but he returned to the set with unshakable determination. His suffering brought darkness to terrifying life, creating a villain audiences would never forget. Fact 3. Tom Cruise almost walked away before Legend. Tom Cruise was a rising star, but the relentless conditions of filming pushed him to his breaking point. Freezing temperatures, long hours, and dangerous stunts left him physically and emotionally drained. Cruise was often soaked in icy water for multiple takes, shivering between scenes while trying to stay focused. At one point, overwhelmed by exhaustion, he considered quitting the movie entirely. Ridley Scott personally convinced him to stay, promising that the final product would be worth the suffering. This decision not only saved the film, but also helped launch Cruise toward Hollywood superstardom. Fact 4. 2 completely different movies. When Legend was released, audiences were confused because there were 2 very different versions of the film. The European cut stayed true to Ridley Scott's dark vision, while the US release was trimmed by nearly 20 minutes and featured an entirely new soundtrack. Jerry Goldsmith's hauntingly beautiful score was replaced with Tangerine Dream's electronic music, giving the film a completely different mood. These drastic changes angered fans and critics, who felt the studio had betrayed Scott's artistry. Today, many fans only watch the director's cut, which restores the film to its original glory. Fact 5. Mia Sara's youthful challenge. Mia Sara, who played the enchanting Princess Lily, was only 16 years old when she was cast in the role. She was thrust into a demanding production that tested even experienced actors. Mia had to perform intense emotional scenes, endure freezing water sequences, and adapt to Ridley Scott's relentless perfectionism. Despite her age, she carried herself with professionalism and grace, earning praise from the cast and crew. By the end of production, however, she was completely exhausted, forever changed by the grueling experience of making such an ambitious fantasy film. Fact 6. Real unicorns on set. The majestic unicorns in Legend weren't movie magic. They were real horses fitted with handcrafted prosthetic horns. Trainers spent weeks preparing them for their roles, ensuring they could perform safely amid lights and cameras. During one chaotic day of filming, a unicorn panicked and bolted, injuring a crew member and destroying several props. The incident terrified everyone and fed rumors that the film was cursed. Despite these challenges, The scenes with the unicorns became some of the most iconic and enchanting moments in fantasy cinema. Fact 7. Tim Curry almost lost his voice. Curry's deep, menacing voice was essential to bringing darkness to life, but it came at a dangerous cost. The heavy prosthetics made it difficult for him to breathe and speak clearly, while his constant growling delivery strained his vocal cords to the breaking point. Doctors warned him that he risked permanent damage if he continued without rest. Despite this, Curry pushed forward, delivering take after take until he achieved perfection. His sacrifice resulted in one of the most chilling villain voices ever recorded, a performance that continues to haunt audiences today. Fact 8. Ridley Scott's perfectionism took a toll. Ridley Scott is known for his meticulous eye for detail. But during Legend, his perfectionism nearly destroyed the production. He often demanded hundreds of takes for a single shot, spending hours on minute details that others found unnecessary. This obsessive approach caused massive delays and skyrocketing costs. Many crew members became so frustrated they left the project entirely. In hindsight, Scott admitted that his unrelenting pursuit of perfection created chaos, but it also gave Legend its breathtaking visual style that still captivates audiences decades later. Fact 9. Tom Cruise versus the American cut. When the heavily edited U.S. version of Legend was released, Tom Cruise was furious. The cuts altered the story's pacing and emotional depth, while the soundtrack change completely shifted its tone. Cruise publicly urged fans to seek out the European version, or later the director's cut, which better reflected Ridley Scott's original vision. Today, many fans agree with Cruise and consider the director's cut to be the definitive version of this dark fantasy classic. Fact 10. Darkness was almost hidden in early drafts of the script. Darkness was meant to remain mostly unseen, lurking in the shadows like a mysterious force of evil. Ridley Scott believed that what we don't see is often scarier than what we do. However, when he witnessed Tim Curry's breathtaking performance and stunning makeup, he changed his mind. The character was rewritten to take center stage, giving audiences one of the most visually striking villains in movie history. Fact 11. The frozen forest nightmare. Many scenes were filmed inside a refrigerated set filled with ice, fog, and water to create the illusion of a winter wonderland. These freezing conditions were unbearable for both cast and crew. Mia Sara suffered from mild hypothermia after spending hours submerged in icy water, while Tom Cruise's lips turned blue during multiple takes. Despite their suffering, these scenes added to the film's hauntingly realistic atmosphere, making the magical world of Legend feel eerily authentic. Fact 12. The unicorn scene almost didn't happen. The opening unicorn scene is one of the most iconic moments in fantasy cinema, but it almost didn't make it into the film. The prosthetic horns kept falling off, and the horses refused to cooperate during takes. After weeks of failed attempts, Ridley Scott considered cutting the sequence entirely. At the very last moment, the crew managed to capture the perfect footage. This scene became a defining symbol of the movie's magical world, proving that perseverance pays off even in the most difficult circumstances. Fact 13. Box office heartbreak. When Legend was released, it was a commercial disaster. Critics were divided, audiences were confused, and the U.S. version's changes left many unsatisfied. The film's ambitious visual style was ahead of its time, making it difficult for 1980s audiences to fully appreciate. However, the rise of home video and director's cuts allowed the movie to find a new audience. Over time, Legend became a beloved cult classic, celebrated for its daring creativity and stunning artistry. Fact 14. Curry's brutal final day. The climactic battle between Jack and Darkness required Tim Curry to wear his full prosthetic suit for nearly 16 hours straight. The heat was overwhelming, causing him to faint repeatedly. Crew members had to physically hold him upright between takes, reviving him with cold water and fans. Despite the agony, Curry delivered a performance so intense and terrifying that it remains one of the greatest villain finales in film history. Fact 15. A legacy of inspiration. Although Legend struggled in its early years, its influence can be felt throughout modern fantasy films and games. Elements of its design inspired works like The Lord of the Rings, Pan's Labyrinth, and countless video games. Ridley Scott has hinted at returning to this world someday, showing that the story's dark magic still burns brightly. Even decades later, Legend continues to inspire new generations of dreamers and storytellers. Outro. Behind the glittering magic of Legend, 1985, lies a story of pain, courage, and relentless artistry. From catastrophic fires to tortured actors, this film was a battle against the odds. Though it faltered at the box office, its legacy has only grown stronger with time. Today, Legend stands as a testament to the power of imagination and the sacrifices made to bring dreams to life.